Hey folks, Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live on this lovely Tuesday. What is today, the 20th? Ooh, it's the 20th. We're going to make this a September to remember as we roll into Rocktober. That was my DJ voice. All right, today we are very fortunate to have from the lovely city of Tucson, Arizona, Cowboy Town. All right, Kristie Babbitt. Kristie, welcome to Hey, I just want to say also, thank you very much for coming over to Prescott. I love Tucson. I love Prescott. What a great areas to live in. And for the grand opening last Thursday night. That was a blast, wasn't it?
That was so much fun. And it was great to meet you face to face for the first time.
Yeah, same here. Yes, you're very tall. She's tall. You know who else is tall is Tiffany. Tiffany's tall too.
Right.
You know, it's just... Anyway, so I notice crazy things about people. It must be my, deep personality, otherwise known as shallow. No, I'm kidding. All right, so let's get right into it. And just one more comment. I mean, Rachel did an incredible job. I told her, it's the best grand opening I've ever been to.
Well, and Todd Lee in the band.
And Todd was incredible.
Fiddle, yes, awesome.
And then Patrick playing the fiddle. They were all incredible. People said, well, Rick, why don't you go up and play a tune? And I go, not my genre, but it was good. It was good.
It was very good. Yes.
Yeah, I asked Todd if we could rip off All Along the Watchtower. And by the look on his face, I knew it was no. No, I'm only kidding. They probably could have done it. You know what? As a person who used to play in a band, when a band's playing, you let the band play. So that's what you do. And it was great. They did an incredible job. Todd, if you're listening, you guys are awesome. His band's great. His background vocalist the whole time. Harmonies, right. It's great.
It's great.
You notice that stuff. The sax player was great. The bass player was incredible. Todd played. I mean, the lead guitar player wasn't there, so Todd was doing the rhythm and the singing.
And he sang Eagles.
Yes,
it's sing the Eagles. It's high pitch. Yes.
He has a great live voice. I told him that too because he moves around too. He doesn't do just one voice. He's depending on which band he's doing. It's good. I like it. Yeah, he's a great guy. He sang the American the national anthem at one of our awards banquets, not like 3-4 years ago. He did a great job.
Wow.
Yeah, people don't know how hard it is to get in front of people and perform. It's hard.
It is.
When you sound good and it looks easy, that means you're doing it right. Yeah. All right, Kristie, enough about them. Let's talk about you. This is what it's about, right? Today is all about you. So tell us about you, how long you've been doing this, a little bit maybe about yourself and all that good stuff.
Okay. So I have been in Arizona since my family moved to Arizona when I was 7. And I grew up in Tempe Mesa in the Phoenix area, basically. And then I moved up to Prescott, where I started my real estate career in the early 2000s. I got my license, and because starting real estate is hard, I worked as a receptionist, and that helped me to learn some of the background stuff that happened. And that was back in the day when agents would call for a showing appointment, and we got out the big book of listings and had to go through the listing, call the owners, set up the listing. And then I managed a office in Prescott Valley for West USA, where I learned even more back-end stuff and managerial stuff. And I ended up having some family trauma that happened, and I moved to Oregon for a while, lived off the grid, and became a single mother to my 2 youngest kids. I have 4 children. And then my older kids started having grandbabies, so I moved back to Arizona, and now I have 4 beautiful granddaughters. And I restarted my real estate career 5 years ago and hit it hard and have been very successful by just following the steps because I didn't have an SOI. I didn't know anybody when I moved back. And became successful with that, got my broker's license, and now I'm with Berkshire Hathaway and very happy with this company.
Well, we are very happy to have you, and you got Charlie as the main broker, which he's a blast to work for. He knows everybody,
Yes.
So yeah, it's a great, I know I'm a company guy. I've been here 8 years, but it's a great company to work for. We, with all this change going on in real estate, Berkshire Hathaway is a solid pillar. All right. Uncle Warren takes care of that. That's Warren Buffett, if anybody's wondering. And just so you know, I've never met him. I still call him Uncle Warren. And Uncle Charlie, too. We can call him Uncle Warren and Uncle Charlie. All right. So, and you got back into it for 5 years. You've been working mostly in the Tucson area, which is great. Tell me a little about Tucson, because a lot of people, like when I think of Tucson, I think of cowboy country. It's a beautiful place to live. Tell me a little about Tucson.
Tucson is a beautiful place to live. It's cooler than Phoenix by about 10 degrees most of the time. We have the filming of Old West movies. There's a lot of Old West looking towns, movie sets here. Tombstone is great, which isn't too far away. It's a small town, but it's big. It's interesting because it seems like it's a huge town, and I run into people that I've met, 30 miles from Tucson, because it's surrounding areas of Marana, Green Valley, Sahuarita, Oro Valley, and you run into people. It seems like it's a big town, but it's actually pretty small, and they've tried to keep it a small town feel, and that's what we have here. Great place to retire.
Great place to film a Western movie.
Yes, it is.
As a matter of fact, I think Tombstone is a movie.
Yes, the Tombstone, you go down to Tombstone, it's totally Old West town.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Give me a little idea of your average sale price, maybe some transaction numbers in MLS too.
Average sale price is about in the 400s. Our inventory sits around 1,500 homes actively listed. It's going up. It was pretty low. We were down into about 1,000 homes active listings over the last 2 years when things were flying off the shelves. People were overbidding by 50 to 100,000 and multiple offers. I think the most offers I had on a home was 22, and it sold for 50,000 over asking price.
Yep. But that has changed in the last couple of months, hasn't it?
It has. It's
even in Tucson.
It's slowed down here in Tucson. Things are still moving, but people are worried about the market. It's normalized. So we're going back to old school stuff, like doing open houses and making cold calls, which, the way to do real estate is the door knocking, the cold calls, the meet and greet people, wear your name tag everywhere. So people don't be a secret agent.
There you go. I love that. Don't be a secret agent. And with the Fed raising the rates historically much, and a lot. I think it's a lot of consumer confidence, because it's not an inventory situation. It's just like you said, it's normalizing, it's adjusting, and I think people are on the sidelines waiting. Some people think the actual bubble's coming. We know that's not going to happen, but there could be an adjustment. But it's not going to be, because you can't take away the fact that the last 15 years. All right, only 25% of homes have been built as compared to the 15 years prior to that. So it's always an inventory situation. It'll take them years to recover us as a country. We have, no matter how you slice it, with the amount of people getting into the buying market, we have an inventory situation. Right now it's paused slightly because of, the Fed going crazy with the rates, 2.75 increases. I mean, think about it. The rate was 0. To start the year. It is now, the base rate is now 3.25. It'll soon be 4, my guess. And, interest rates are going to climb a little bit, and people are a little freaked out by it. But historically, they're still wonderful. But that doesn't matter. To someone who was looking 6 months ago, they don't care that, historically. As soon as you start saying that, they're like, yeah, okay, old man. I know historically, but I'm buying now. I don't care about 6 months ago, a year ago, 12 years ago, in the early 80s when it was 18%.
In the 80s when it was like I don't care 18%. About that.
Yeah. Right? So, what do you guys have? Like, how many months do you have on the market up there right now? At 1,500. Go ahead.
Right. It looks like homes are taking about 2 weeks to 30 days to get under contract.
Okay.
In the market today. Whereas, 6 months ago, it was a day.
20 minutes.
People were lining up at the door. Yeah.
You put it on the market. You have 4 offers subject to viewing it at 10% over asking. Those days are gone, folks. Right. Okay.
Those days are gone.
At least for the immediate time period, they're gone. So get over it. GOI. Get over it and move on. Okay. Well. Okay. As a successful agent and now successful manager, Kristie, tell us a little about. Give us a couple of traits, like 3 important things that you would think real estate agents need to do to be successful in this business. What would you say they are?
3 successful things that agents need to do.
Yeah, in order to be a success in this business,
Well, first off, don't take things personally.
right?
You can deal with every client is different. Personalities are different, transactions are different, homes are different. So you have to be able to adjust to things and not take things personally. If the deal falls apart, it's not your fault. You know, things just didn't work out.
So
And go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, so yeah, so which is a tough one because you're trying not to take it personally, but you do because you think you failed and so forth. But you're right. Sometimes it doesn't come together. You're not a mind reader. You can't be exactly
Right,
perfect all the time. So you put your best effort and look at you're gonna have deals fall through. It's just the way life is.
right. That's for sure. And then follow the steps. Get a mentor and follow the steps. I can tell you that by following the steps, when I came back 5 years ago into real estate, I followed the steps and I became successful. I sold 38 homes last year all by myself
Nice.
by following the steps and building my career.
That's great. I love it.
It, it works.
38. That's great. That's like a little bit more than three a month. That's really good. Almost a contract a week, which is great. So a lot of our agents could use that. So don't take things personally. Follow the steps. When you say follow the steps, you mean like what you said earlier. Talk to people. This is a
Right.
personal touch business. Don't be a secret agent. That's what you're talking about, following the steps, right?
Yes. Take Rick's class on being successful. What?
Wow, this is a great one. I love that. Let me write that one down. No, that's a good one.
Write that down. Take Rick's class because you've got all the tips. Everything that I've seen in your classes, that's the structure that I followed by door knocking, making the calls, sending the emails, staying in touch. You have to stay in touch. I have clients that I stayed in touch with for 2 years before they actually bought. I have past clients that I know from Prescott for 18 years, get referrals. And once you get that generation of people that you know and you do transactions, the referral business comes and they refer you to their friends and family. And then people start calling you, but you still don't get comfortable with people calling you and giving you business. You still have to keep your pipeline full. You still have to reach out to people, bring new people into your lead generation.
Right. So have a sphere, work it. I would say even, we have an incredible tool called the VAC 2.0 to work your sphere, work your farm, work every, newsletters, neighborhood reports, market reports. Percy, I always joke, what a great name. It's a terrible name for a great product, Percy, but that's what it is. That's what used to be called the buy side report. So, and you have all these tools you can use to keep in touch with people and not be a secret agent. So, okay,
Right.
give us one more thing that top agents do in this business.
Be active in your community.
Ah, I love that one. Be active in
Because,
your.
yes, volunteer. You can meet people that way. You give back. I've always been a pay it forward person,
Mhm.
and things do come back around. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do the
yeah,
right
it's
thing.
yeah. Like there's so many things you could do. Like in Vegas here, we have the rescue mission. We have all kinds of stuff that you can volunteer and do. And let's face it, not that this is why you would do it, but you're going to talk to people that you've never met before. You're going to tell them what you do. So it kind of like it helps your prospecting numbers too.
Yes, it does. Join clubs, get involved, things like that. So I joined Toastmasters here in Tucson because I had a hard time speaking to people. And now at the AAR induction of the new president in October, I will be doing a presentation, a breakout presentation with a friend of mine who was the past president of our Tucson Association of Realtors, Diane Marzoni. She invited me to do a presentation breakout session. So that's a pretty big deal for me. Someone who's always been shy and quiet, and I'm just breaking out of that bubble.
Well, you're doing a great job breaking out because I would have never known that since I've only known you for about 6 months now. I would say that you do not seem shy, so that's good.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
right. I know, and to be a manager in today's market, you got to be. I mean, you got to come. I mean, even if like I was shy when I started speaking too. Like people think, no, you weren't. Yes, I was. It used to make me very nervous. But Toastmasters is a great place to get over that, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. And then you just one foot in front of the other and get out of that mess in your head and just take that first step, and it just gets easier. the more you do it.
Yeah. That mess in your head, that negative voice can be challenging, right?
Yeah, it can be. Especially when Rick tells you, hey, do some Facebook videos to promote your business. Yeah, those
Well,
were
you're doing a stellar job, Kristie, I must say.
those are difficult.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. Well, doing those little short videos for Instagram and Facebook, like this is live. So, if you make a funny face or screw up, it's going to be there forever. You know what it is? It's your ego. Your ego doesn't want you to look bad, feel uncomfortable, right? So you just got to kind of toy with your ego and intentionally put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable. Now, that being said, someone asked me, would you go skydiving? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Well, how about swimming in a cage with sharks? No, I would not do that. It's not my thing. I'll ski at 90 miles an hour, but I won't do those other two things. So I guess it's what, you don't have to go crazy, but in business, doing videos, completely helpful for your business. Document what you're already doing. Come up with some decent content. Send it out to your sphere and everybody that's on your feed, and you will, because you're constantly reminding them. Like prospecting, the highest form of contact, face-to-face or over the phone, is the highest way you can talk to somebody, one-on-one. But putting a video and having 10,000 people maybe see it or comment on it doesn't suck either, right?
No, it doesn't. And you reach more people. They get to know you and your personality. Because my videos show more of my personality than probably when you just talk to me. It takes a little while to get to know that person. Yeah.
And that's how you do business. They become comfortable because they get to know you. People go, what if they don't like my personality? Perfect. They unfriend you. Then you have room for somebody else now.
Right.
I think we overthink this, right?
Yeah, we do. We overthink a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And when you get over your overthinking, you can be successful. One of my favorite quotes is, you are in control of your own happiness. And that one got me through some hard times, learning how to be in control of my own happiness and take charge of my own life. That's how you get through things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And well, someone said something to me that hurt my feelings. I go, why would you ever let someone you don't even know hurt your feelings? You have to allow that to happen, right? You have to accept what they're saying. When people say things to me, like yesterday I had a strange experience with an Uber driver. First time I've ever fired an Uber driver. My son, it's a long story, but I was like, wow, that was interesting. And my son was like, that was interesting, right? And I was like, next. And he said, would you like me to call another driver? Yeah, please. Right. And, but it made me a little uncomfortable, but I wasn't going to put my son in the car. It was the only time it's ever happened to me with an Uber driver. But anyway, so whatever it is, doing a video, doing a picture, whatever, I recommend, and I was one of the biggest holdouts for social media, but now I'm doing 2 Facebook Lives a week. Plus I do videos every day for Instagram and so forth, because it works. It works. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I don't do my personal life very much. I do mostly business. But if you don't put a little personal in, like you said, and they don't get to know you, it doesn't work well. So you got to have a good mix.
Yes.
Even your family. Put your family in there too.
Yeah. So they know that you're a real person. You have a life too. People have to know that.
Yeah. And if you don't have a life, I recommend getting one.
That's right.
They're on sale at Kmart. Well, Kmart, I'm just kidding. All right, Kristie, any final advice you want to leave these wonderful people?
Final advice. Rick, you've been an inspiration to me, and I'm so glad that I've met you. I love Berkshire Hathaway. I'm so happy to be with this company. The VAC, great tools. Automation, I can set my business on automation a lot. I love that. And if anybody wants to know more about Berkshire Hathaway in Tucson, give me a call.
I love it. And make sure you, and I love it, Kristie. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying those kind words. I try to be as positive, and, it's one of those things where I just have a plan. People ask me, I love when someone tells me this, Rick, it's so easy for you because you're so positive. I always go, do you think I was born like that? I'm from New England, the land that time forgot. It takes work, listening to audiobooks, working out, doing positive stuff, eating right, sleeping enough. It's easier to be negative than it is to be positive. But I also believe it takes less energy to be positive because you have more, right? Because you're exuding positiveness. So I appreciate you saying that. But, as just like anything else in your life, if you want to be the right size, you got to eat right and work out. If you want, whatever, it takes work. It takes a plan, right? So like all the things you just mentioned, Berkshire Hathaway has a really good marketing plan. We have great tools. Come see us. And I know personally you have an incredible rock star in your office because I coached her for a long time, Catherine Donovan. She's a perfect example of what can happen at this company, right? She's great.
Right. Yes, I have a couple of rock stars in here. Yeah. Great.
Well, awesome. Well, make sure you tell her I said hello. And anybody that wants to join my coaching, email my assistant, Lisa P. at bhhsnv.com, and they can get in. And you know that because, like I said, I've had a few people in your office. Anybody else that wants to join, jump in. The water's fine.
Yes, it is. It's great.
All right, Kristie. Thank you for taking your time out today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. Everybody else will do this again on Thursday. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.